All right, we are recording. Let me get this up and running. All right, so we are going to learn about flow control, right? We control the flow of the code, of the program. So, first things first, a flow chart. Once we get into more complex code or what you guys, if you guys start coding as a career or anything like that, you guys will probably need to create flow charts. And I'm going to walk you through, this is from the book. This is our flow chart. So I'm going to go through here and just draw on it. Oops, no, there we go. So we start all of our flow charts with this right here. A circle with the word start, and then we do the same thing here. So each symbol has its own meaning. This one is technically wrong, but we'll deal with that later. So you start, and there's actually, how many ways can you go through this flow chart and get to the end? I'll give you guys 10 seconds. How many, what? No. No. Yeah, it's 4. So we're going to go through it each in a different color. So we're going to start with black. Is it raining? No. Go outside, end. That was easy. Is it raining? What's the next way we can go? Yes. We can go yes. Do we have an umbrella? Yes. That's way number 2. Is it raining? Yes. Okay, do we have an umbrella? No. Now what? Is it raining now? No. Yes. No. First, it's still raining. Okay. And the last one, is it raining? Yes. Do we have an umbrella? Is it raining? Now is it raining? Yes. If it is, then technically we just stick here. We just keep going around. It's still the same way. Even if we had a loop, it's still raining. Is it now raining? No. It's still raining. Okay. So that's why I say this is technically wrong. It should be, well, maybe not, because you could always put, no, this itself would have to be a loop. Anyway, so you can kind of ignore that. Typically in coding, you have, again, the 3 symbols, start / stop, a diamond, which is flow control, because we're going over 3 things of flow control. If statements, while loops, and for loops. And then you have just a rectangle. This is for calculations, which is why that's wrong. And then we also have a rhombus. This is for inputs or outputs. So again, this would be X is input name. Or this is print 10. This is tax equals money times interest or whatever. This currently is only if, and we'll get to other loops, and then this is just start and stop. Does that make sense? Yeah. Are there any questions on that? I don't force you guys at the beginning. When I first started teaching, I used to make you guys write flowcharts, and it was actually a big pain trying to get you guys to turn in 2 things, and then I couldn't read people's handwriting and all this junk. So I've taken that away. You guys do not have to write these. However, there will be questions on a quiz like which one of the symbols is not used in flowcharts. And it'd be circle, rectangle, rhombus, diamond. Well, actually, that's more of an oval. So I guess, so triangle, diamond, rectangle, rhombus. Which one's not used? Triangle. Triangle, yep. So it'd be something like that. So again, I'm not going to force you guys to write this sort of stuff because we don't actually, like, in this class, I haven't found it useful to put your thoughts on paper in a flow chart for the classes or for the code that we write. Once you get more into code or potentially for your video game, you may need to write down sections of your code. You probably won't write down the whole thing of your code, the flow chart of your code. You'll just do, okay, I really need to put my thoughts on paper because trying to code in your head's really hard. It really is. Like, there are times when I'm helping you guys with your code, I have to write down what you're doing. And just for my brain to think it through, so sometimes it blows me away that you guys either can do it without writing it down, or you don't even try to write it down, you just try to do it in your head. It's really difficult to do things in your head, especially with coding. So I don't recommend it. Any questions? Comments? Concerns? Yes?
This is just to write it down. This isn't actually like directly applicable to code.
No, it is.
Never mind.
Okay. I'm going to make sure that the mic is actually the good one. No.
What happened to Frodo? Yeah.
He's just been asynchronous. So he was here the first day. But it is like midnight or 1 a.m. in China.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he's living in China, but China's split up into like 4 time zones. 3? Oh, it's only 2? Oh, never mind then. But still.
It's really late.
Yeah.
I'd go to like 9.
It's currently 11:30 a.m. here, so it's at least.
Isn't it like 14 hours or something?
I don't know.
1:30 a.m.
Something like that. Anyway, so we're getting off topic. Do you guys have any questions on this? No. Okay. So now what we need to go over is now we're jumping back into our code.
Yeah.
I want 3 people to raise their hand and each person to give me a different data type that we've learned. Mikey.
String.
Strings, yes. Peter.
Integers.
Yes. Josh.
Float.
Yes. Now we're learning a 4th one.
Yeah.
4th ones are called Booleans.
Say it again.
Booleans. Named after someone Boole, I think.
Yeah, it's someone.
What it means is a Boolean variable is either a true or false. You can't have it be anything else. So it's where we could have number equal an infinite number of things, right? Literally, it could be 1 to, 12-digit number. You could have it be point. Well, you can't have the E in there. You could do that. You could have it be. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? A number can be an infinite, almost infinite number of things. Rain, if it's a Boolean, can either be true. Oops. Or it can be false. That's it. Notice it has to be capital I, capital F, and it turns yellow. If you don't have the capital, it's wrong. Yes.
What's the point of the Boolean?
So we'll get to that. We'll get to it. There is a point. I want to explain a little bit more. So what you can do is you can set rain equal to true.
Are we doing it in idle or in shell?
Right now, do it in idle, or do it in the shell, because it's that instant feedback, and we're going to be changing a lot of stuff. So again, rain right now is true. If I change rain to equal false, rain now equals false. So I can rewrite a true or false variable. Now this allows us to check and see, is it raining? Yes or no. Then we can either put on an umbrella or go outside. Is Ezra in class? Yes or no?
No. Yeah.
No? All right, whatever. All right, I got to mark you absent then. No. Is this number, It's a bunch of different things. So you can have, for example, like specifically in your video game, I use this a lot for power-ups. Is the power-up true? Did my Mario get the fire flower?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's true, these are his new superpowers. So you start off fire, wait no, flower, fire is false. Okay, so he starts out with no image, nothing like that. He's not, no cool image, he can't shoot fireballs or anything like that. But something happens, so let's say
Something then.
something happens, so something. Now flower, fire equals true. And then what we can do is we can, with our if statements, which is what we're learning, if flower, fire equal true, print Mario is on fire.
Wait,
There we go.
why did you do 2 equals?
Wait, what's
Well, I'm going to get to that. Brendan,
I forget why did you put 2 equal signs?
I'll get to that. So this is extremely useful with specifically power-ups in your video game or a level or anything you want to change. So if you have a background, if you know background, yeah, okay, power-ups, background. If level 1 is true, display this background. If level 4 is true, display this background, make the enemies tougher. That sort of stuff. So you can make these variables, and these are basically, I don't know the name of it. I'm going to make up a name, but they're like the controllers of the code. Do this or do that. So, and just, here's another error that they have in the book. Why is that an error? Thank you. Peter.
Because true with a lowercase t is a variable instead of a Boolean.
Exactly.
So you can't have a variable with a capital T.
You cannot have that. Notice that we can't have anything that changes color be part of like a variable name. If it changes color and you're like, wait, that was going to be my variable, I need to not do that. And then you also can't do, well, you also need to spell it right. We can't assign anything to true. Booleans come into, well, I won't say they have, you know, I'm just going to stop there. Oh, yeah, they've updated this. The error in the book says syntax error, cannot assign to keyword. This is cannot assign to true. Okay, so now we're getting to the why the double equal. Well, all right, that's just going to stay there. Who here has gone through, I don't even know what math you do this in, but greater or less than stuff?
That's like
Third grade math.
That's like, yeah.
Algebra 1.
That's like inequalities, right?
I mean, that was like last week for me,
I
so
mean, you go over it a lot.
I take remedial math.
I think we all-
What?
Like you go over it more than once. Like you go back to it.
Yeah, it's like the alligator or Pac-Man, whatever way Pac-Man is going. So, what is this sign?
Less than.
Yes. So we're gonna go 2 less than. Give me a number.
4.
5. What do you think is gonna come up?
3. Oh.
It compares the two. It says, is 2 less than 5 in reality?
Sure.
So this is a true statement. 2 is less than 5.
Wait, why is everyone surprised? Does it make sense?
No, no.
Wow.
Is 2 greater than 5?
No.
So this becomes false. So what we can do is we can go, and now answer is true. So you can then use answer in different parts of the code. If answer is equal to false, print answer is wrong. Why did nothing print? Because answer is true, correct. Yes.
Can you compare variables?
Yes, we're getting to that. So, if this is greater than, what do you guys think this is?
Wait, true.
No. What is this evaluating?
It's like
Equal to 2.
Is 2 equal to 2? So the reason you need 2 equal signs is because, what does this mean?
Variable 2 is 2.
I'm assigning a value to a number. Can we do that?
no.
No, I can't do 2 equal to 2 because 2 is not something that can hold a value. The only thing that can hold a value is a variable. If I did x equal 2, is that okay?
Yes.
That is, I am declaring that x is 2. It's not equal to, x is 2. Another way you can say is the value x has is 2. Ezra.
So if you do like 5 equals 2, would it come up as false or syntax error?
Syntax error. But if we did 5 equal to, you get a false. So there are so many times, and then there's also something I need to go over about errors that I realize I hadn't covered yet.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. So let's say you have 2 variables, x and y.
Yeah.
Assign x at like 2, and then like y is like 2.2, and then you say like x equals and then integer y.
So equals or equals?
Equal, yeah.
Okay.
Yay, it works.
Because x is 2 and the integer version of y is 2, and is 2 equal to 2? 2 equal 2? Yeah.
I just want to know.
So now, so far we've gone over less than, greater than, and equal. Are there more?
It's not, not equal to.
Not equal to. What do you guys think, or for those of you who have the book, what is the not equal sign? What is the not equal comparison operator?
Backslash.
No. No.
Is it equal backslash?
It is not.
They're equal.
Exclamation point equal.
Wait, what is that?
X is not equal to y.
Why did it give me an error?
Oh yeah, I remember.
What?
Why did it give me an error?
Probably because you haven't defined x or y.
Yeah, I reset
Yeah, you gotta,
Yeah, so let's go 2 does not equal 2.2. We're going to get true. If I go 2 does not equal, does that make sense? So we have greater than, less than, equal, does not equal. There's also greater and equal to, or less than and equal to.
One other question.
Yes.
Can you do like exclamation mark equal or no?
Can you do what?
Like exclamation mark and then you're equal or no?
No.
Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah. So the next thing is less than or equal to. So 2 is less than or equal to 5, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Is 10 greater or equal to 0?
Yes.
Are you guys tracking with me? So with numbers, it's pretty easy, right? Do they tell you to go over words yet? No. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay. Do you guys have any problems so far with this?
How do I restart my shell? Like,
Go to shell, restart. Or control F6, which I'd never do. So let me scroll down just a little bit. Now, so we did all that.
yeah, this one's more.
Well, then just exit out of it and open it again.
Hold
I
on,
know that
wait,
works.
what's for shell besides control F6 or control F6?
It's trying to tap that.
You go up to shell and click restart shell. All right. You can also do this with strings. Watch this.
What?
So rain equal yes. Oh, well, if I could spell. True. So now what we can do is if rain equal yes, print it is raining
That's so cool.
outside.
You lost me.
We have yet to go to if, so currently we are just right here. Does this make sense? Rain is yes.
Kind of.
All right, let's watch this.
Oh, so it's basically the same foot.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if x is yes,
True.
hang on, is x equals x, right? So if x equal yes, what do we expect this to be?
True.
True, because x is yes, and we can compare strings this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What should we get here?
Oh.
Correct. What should we get? What should we get here?
True.
What should we get?
True. False.
Oh, I don't think it's good.
In code, capital letters are different. They have different values. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Because to a computer, the way it works is everything on your keyboard has a number associated with it. It's called ASCII, ASCII. I can't remember what that stands for. American Standard of Computer. So what that means is this T, actually I think A is 96 according to ASCII. Uppercase A is equal to like 54 or something like that. I can't remember. 64 maybe. And that is how a computer can tell the difference between an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter. Just for funsies, just so you guys know, we'll get to this later. I don't know if we'll get to it later today. But the lower the ASCII value of a word, the sooner in a dictionary it shows up. So think of it, 96. I have to flip 96 pages in the dictionary to get to lowercase a. I only have to flip 64 pages to get to uppercase A. So which A comes first in alphabetical order? Capital. So that's how they break it down.
Why is an A 70 or 90 page? Shouldn't it be page 1?
No, because 1 is, that's not, I need this. So 0 ASCII is nothing. But then you have like a start of heading, an end of like you have all of these things that go into coding and having a computer works. Like the beginning of a transmission on a network has to have its own value. Plus all of the letters, so you guys can kind of ignore all that. 32 is a space bar. 33 is the exclamation point. So you can see that each one of these things on your keyboard have a decimal representation in ASCII. This comes into play when you are alphabetizing words. So this isn't something this book goes over, but it did in the other book. So if we get to it, let me make a note. Compare strings for alphabetizing. So if we get to it, I got my little sticky note. If we have time, maybe today. So preguntas, questions. So if I were to do x equal x, it's true because yes equal yes. Yours. Yarp. Are there questions on that? How to compare strings. So if we did name equals Alice, what should we get? Correct.
Wait, how come you have to put like the double X?
What double exclamation point?
No, exclamation mark.
What?
You
Instead
use
of
two
apostrophe,
around.
Oh, because it was just easier.
Wait, but it still works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For-
you can use single or double.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to use single for now. Because we haven't gotten to another thing, we'll just use single. Can you use double? Yes. Do you just for now use single. All right. So now the last thing before we get into the actual if statement is, so if x is 1, y is 0, x equal y is what? False. X equal x is true, and y equal y is true, correct?
Yeah, anything, technically anything equals itself, so it's true, right?
I guess. I mean, if you change it like that, technically it's itself, but it's a different version of itself, so I guess that, no. So, you can combine these segments, these expressions, into multiples. So I can have x equal y and x equal x. What do you guys think this is going to evaluate to? True or false?
False.
Why do you say that, Stockton?
All be true.
What?
That should all be true.
Yes. So, for example, if I have true and false, are these three words, actually, let's do it this way. What does x equal?
False.
Can you both, so we're going to be, can you both be a 1 and a 0 at the same time?
No.
No, so that's what this is. You cannot be both true and false at the same time. So that means it's false. If I do x is true and true, what is that? And if
Wait, hold on. What if x is false and false?
False. It means true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It might be true.
Wait, what?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Bruh,
you
your
are-
homie just said it. Like, I can't listen. That's not listening.
Well, no, because you didn't know if like two negatives was like they make a positive. I think that's what it's going
No.
Yeah, but
you
also
are-
maybe I was thinking that it's true that x is false and false. Not like
You're a sophomore.
You're not a-
oh.
You're
Yeah, false and false.
What do you mean by false and false? Like, is that-
Oh.
False and false.
If,
Say no,
Oh,
yes.
what?
let's say, if Alice equals Zach and Zach equal yours, print no, nothing matches. So you could use, no, I don't know, false and false, you would think,
Yeah.
It should yield false, shouldn't it?
no,
You just broke the system.
Okay, if true and true is true.
no, hang on, I already say two, so they can just use the and, value to expressions are true if,
False.
okay, so the book, the and operator evaluates an expression to true if both Boolean values are true, otherwise it's false.
Yeah.
So it can only be true,
Why though?
because that's how they coded it. That's just how it works.
So like, we can use the other thing, so it's like, you know, to make sure both things are true, right?
You can, what do you mean use the other things?
No, I can't, I just don't know what I'm saying.
So the or is
I don't know why I'm using that
or and not the or.
What?
Because or could also mean, make sure this thing and this thing are both the same.
You can't, no, you can't use or that way. At least I don't think. Hang on.
It depends on coding language, I think.
Well, we're in Python.
Yeah.
That's the only one we're taking. That's the only one I'm teaching you. Catherine, did you have a question?
No.
So false and false equal false. What's that going to be?
True, no, false.
Oh, got him.
Wait.
True.
Is it like 2x?
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right, forget all that. Basically, if you have true and false, if you have and, both things have to be true in order for it to work.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the only way.
The only way you get a positive,
And to get two parts.
wait, nope, that doesn't work because if you have false.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
false,
false is false equals false should return true.
No, but it doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why isn't that returning true?
Because with the and operator, it's only true if everything is true.
But I feel like I learned this last year in geometry. But the computer.
Oh, does the computer evaluate false equal
Yeah, no,
false
I think there's
first?
the one annoying thing that was.
I don't know.
You should definitely talk.
Because if it evaluates false and false first, that'd be false.
Oh, yeah, if you have false defined as false, then you can type in false and false would be false instead of true. False.
Yeah, I don't know why these two don't equal each other.
Can you put parentheses around false and false? Equal false? Yeah, around there, and see if that changes anything. Yeah, okay,
Oh.
that makes sense.
So what it's
True.
doing then
Oh, no, there's only true.
is it is evaluating this first.
Yeah. And so false,
False and true is false.
Oh, it's like order of operation.
Yeah. So false.
Wait, is this?
You need to be able to break this. So if I give you which of the following results in true, and I give you true, false, false, true, 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 false, false, you need to be able to pick which one.
Oh. Okay. We literally did that in geometry.
yeah, and that was part of the.
Yes, Catherine.
What the third line from the bottom?
This one?
Why is that?
So what it does, if you just have this with no parentheses, it evaluates this first, and then it evaluates all of this. So if you have false equals false, what does that equal?
False. True.
True. And then if you have false and true, that gives you false. So this line right here
Because both values aren't true.
does this one first. So it's just like if we were to do x plus y, actually let's do this with numbers. 10 plus 5 times 5. We look at it, we're reading it, what's 10 plus 5? 15. plus 5 is 75.
Or times 5.
Times 5 is 75. The way you need to do it, it's 5 times 5 is 25, plus 10 is 35. So it's just the order of operations. I didn't realize that they did that with this. I thought it evaluated left or right, but I was wrong. So this is why the shell is very useful, because you can go, all right, in my code, in my video game, I know that at this line, at line 47, x is 100 and y is 98. But in my code's not doing what I think it should. So I need to make sure that x equal x and y equal 67 equal true. Right? You're like, oh darn it, I'm not sure. It should this is how you break stuff down. You come into the shell and you go, all right, well, x equal y, that should be false. Y equal 67. So false and false should be false. False equal true should be false. Okay, that worked out. But if you did this, right? This allows you to break stuff down. Okay? I can tell you guys have questions.
So much logic, so little time.
Yeah. What?
Will we have to know all that stuff that you just talked about?
You will need to be able to break stuff down, yes. So if I have x is 100 and y is 150, and I give you this line, you need to tell me whether or not it's true or false.
Okay.
And you would do that by breaking it down in your head. You would go x equals y is this, y equals 67 is this, you'd have to be able to break it down. And we've realized that it evaluates the equals before the and. So it equates this before, it equates this and that, and then this, and then that. Again, order of operations. Will this be a huge part of like a multiple choice test? No, it might be a question, maybe two.
You hear that?
Now we get to the cool part.
That was a cool already.
I don't know.
That was so much logic in like 15 minutes.
Well, now we get to OR.
It just keeps going.
So, can you be 1 or a 0?
Yeah.
So true or false means equates to true. What if we did true or true?
True.
True.
What if we did false or true?
False.
True.
What if we did false or false?
False.
True.
Yeah,
No, false.
Ezra.
Why is false and true true?
Can you be a 1 or a 0?
No, but why does it choose true over false?
Because the evaluation of this whole line is true. Something can be true or it can be false.
How come it's false that something can be false or false?
Because if something is false or false, it cannot be true. If you are a 0 or a 0, you cannot be a 1.
Also, it's basically asking the question. So it's not just like evaluating the statement. It's saying it's asking itself, can it be true? And if it can be true, then it says true. But if it can be true, then it's false. It's an or operation.
Yes?
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Any of that here?
Yeah.
Also, I learned. Okay, so when I took my logic class, so they had like if or an and. There's also an if and only if. Can you use that?
No, we're not doing that here.
Too complicated.
Well, no, there's just if, elif, and else. So we'll get to that.
There's many logic things.
Wait, it's
all.
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry about it. So, How's everyone?
Our brains are slightly melted, but that's a good place to be at.
There we go. So and then you have not. What does this equate to?
True.
What about this?
Tilde.
What?
It's like tilde in logic.
What about
True.
Well, try about your feet.
What about not false or true?
what is this?
True.
I heard not, false, or true.
False.
Wait, like,
No, it's not. It's
No,
true.
it's true.
It's true.
Is it true or true?
Oh. Isn't that crazy?
oh,
Yeah.
okay. So which operation does it go first? Does it go like what's not, or does it go or? So like false or true, or like not false or true?
It goes not false or true.
Yeah, we did learn today.
We did.
Because false or true is true. So if you had not true, you'd have false. So it has to be not false, and then true or true is true. Ezra,
What happens if you put parentheses around false or true?
where?
Like in
So, like, not-
true,
Like this?
mhm,
What do you think?
isn't that
False.
It's gonna be.
No. It's not syntax
I
error.
already did this. It's false.
What does false or true mean?
Oh, it's gonna be false.
Yeah.
It's gonna be-
So it's
well,
not
no.
true, so it's false.
This right here is going to equate to what?
True, so it's not true, so it's false.
Yes.
Easy.
Again,
So smart.
I don't think I will have questions like this
Oh, that's so much fun though.
just because the order of operations. I may put nots are evaluated first before equal signs or something like that. I think I'll give you a hint. Or a hint. Not hint. Hint.
So what is the order of operations of the computer?
So for this, this goes in order. I think words go in order, symbols are first. So if it's just words, not false or true,
Is there a way to test that?
Can you
no, I don't know.
delete true there and add false instead? That should, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Whatever. We're getting, yes.
What's the point of this whole thing?
We're learning about Booleans.
I mean, like, how do we use it?
We're literally about to do that.
Oh, wait, one last question, you can use.
Yes.
What is not true or false evaluate as?
That's just false. Yeah, that's false.
Because they're not necessarily true, but it's false.
So it's just false or false.
Wait,
I got the hang of it
question,
already.
can you like,
Yes.
so evaluate is it true or false first? Can you have like true or false and then put not around that whole thing? Like if you gave the whole thing?
You gotta put parentheses
Like
around
if
it.
I see what
We
you
already did that, yeah.
Yeah. Catherine,
How do you spell believe?
how do you spell what?
Believe?
Ooh. Ooh, ah!
It's not the
Boolean. Typing the first half of that word is kind of scary. Okay, my bot was good
All right. The last quick thing is we've already done some of this with the parentheses, but 4 is less than 5. What does this equate to?
false and false.
Which is false.
Oh, 4 is less than 5.
No,
Oh,
false.
4 is less than 5.
True,
True.
True and true. Because 4 is less than 5 and 5 is less than 6. So true and true equate to true.
Oh, shit, man.
So the reason we go over this,
Why do you need parentheses?
oh, for this?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if you don't.
You know?
Nope.
You just make it free. It makes it more easy to understand.
It makes you feel better.
In the human mind, it's easier to read with parentheses.
Yeah, because you don't know, wait, 5 and 5,
Yeah.
you don't know if it's comparing it. The parentheses make it easier for us humans to read it. Because 5 and 5 is 5, apparently. And then
Either way, it's all true.
Wait, 5 and 5 is not true?
That is true.
Wait, why is 5 and 5 and not true?
I don't know.
5 and 6 would be false,
This
right?
is completely true.
Five and six.
Oh.
I have no idea why that's that way. So we're done. We are done with that. I'm getting tired of teaching about Booleans and trues and falses. I can only imagine where your guys' brains are at. I can't, Mikey. I am done.
It's not doing what it should be doing.
This is so weird.
You don't know. Well, we don't know what happens when you compare an integer and an integer.
I don't know either.
Then you can Google that.
It takes the biggest number except when they're wrong, then it's the smallest number. Then you have negative.
No, it takes the second number, and I don't know why.
Wait,
All right.
okay.
Stop it! Stop. Now we're going to jump over to the console because now we have to deal with indents. So make a new file. What? No. Peter, no, here. I don't know if that will.
There's one behind you.
Yeah, that should be okay then.
Yeah.
All right. So the way the syntax of an if statement is extremely important. This is the first time that we will deal with indents, and indents are the way you separate things in code. In other languages, it's brackets. So it's like, I actually don't even know. So like public class void, and then this, and you jump in, and then here's some more code, and then here's. This is just me making up code. Yeah. Well, no, void is the name of something right now. So if I got rid of class, they both disappear. Because class is a something, which makes void a something. Void is the name of this class that I can use later, but you don't have to worry about that. So instead of having those brackets like that, Python uses indentations. So the syntax for a if statement, and this is the condition, right? So it evaluates if this condition is true, it does the code underneath. So you can have blocks within other blocks, and the blocks end when indentation decreases to 0 or to a containing block's indentation. That's kind of a fancy way of saying it. When this line, if so let's just so right now this is the if statement, the if statement block. This print is not inside of this if statement, meaning this line will get evaluated and this line will get evaluated. Period. Every time you run this code. This line will only be ran if this line above is true. If this is true. So we've gone over x equals this and true equals that and y equals that. So that's what if statements do. If this is true, it will do this. Otherwise, it won't. So right now, x is 10. So let me just save this to second hour if statements.
10.
What's up?
What's the normal font for Python? That changed it, and I don't know.
It was curry or new. I told you guys not to change it.
I never changed any font.
Good. No.
I tried that.
What's wrong with using
Ezra.
Wait, so
Guys,
if
shh.
x equals 10, and
Yeah.
then it prints x,
Well, so x is equal to 10, right? We declare x is 10.
Yeah.
And then here, if, because we don't know what x equals. If doesn't know. So if 10 is equal to, I'm sorry, if x equals 10, we want to print x. Is x in this code equivalent to 10?
Yes.
So this line gets displayed. Notice this line also got displayed.
But that gets displayed no matter what. Though.
This gets displayed no matter what. Because it's even with the if statement. Anything that's indented once is part of the if statement above it. So print.
Stack if statements.
Yep, and you could do if x equal. So you could do if, all right, let's do this. If x is greater than 0, print x, x is more than 0. If x equal 10, print x is equal to 10. Oops,
How far can you go?
as far as you need to. Now, watch this. So, if we run this code, what's going to be displayed? Ezra.
10, and then it's gonna tell you that x is more than 0,
Okay.
and then if x is like set as 10, then it's gonna print x is equal to 10, and then automatically print this not the if statement.
Let's see if you're right. Boom. If x is 100, what's going to happen?
Before the first index, before the second index.
So it's going to print this.
Yeah, and it's not an if statement.
X is more than 100, and this is not in the if statement. And then what if this is 0?
Nothing.
0, 0.
Except the if statement.
This is not in the if statement. Why? I have 0 and 0. Ezra?
But it's not greater than or equal to.
It's greater than that.
It's greater than. This if statement says if x is bigger than 0. Not if x is bigger or equal to 0.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay. I had it backwards then.
Okay.
So I can change this by either having this be 1 or I can change this to be equal. If x is greater or equal to 0, x is more. Sometimes you have to go back and change your code like that. X is more or the same as 0. That makes sense, right? You could also say, if this is x is greater than 0, what's another way any number greater than 0 is called what? Positive. So that's a very easy way to determine if a number is positive. If it's greater than 0. If it is less than 0, then it's what?
Negative.
Negative. Is 1 negative?
No.
Well, I guess a person could be negative, but you know, they just have a negative outlook on life. But can 1 be negative? Can 1 bad joke. So yes. Thank you. Pretty good dad joke. Although I'm not a dad, so. All right. So that's how you do if statements. The next thing we're gonna do is else. We have about what, 20 minutes?
10 minutes left.
Huh?
10 minutes.
No,
What?
no.
No, we move along.
We have more like 25.
Ends at 35, right?
If it's 35, we got 15 minutes.
It's 45.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm gonna blanket that for a little bit. Again, all this code is gonna be saved online.
Okay.
So we're going to write x is 100. If x is greater than 0, print x is positive, else print x is negative. Does that make sense to you guys, to you people, to everyone? Catherine.
What if my F don't change color?
Yeah, let me see your. It's capital, needs to be lowercase.
Oh.
Does this make sense? X is equal to 100. If x is greater than 0, print x is positive.
The only other option is negative.
The only other option is negative. So when we run this, this is going to be fun. X is positive.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get a chance to type anything in. Is that awesome?
No.
Depending on what you want. But we want to see if our code works, right? So instead of me coming in and changing the code all the time, I'm just going to make this be an input. Enter a number. Give me a number.
2.
27. Uh-oh.
Wait, what just happened?
Type error.
Oh, you need to integrate.
A less than symbol is not supported between a string and an integer. What do I need to do?
You need to
Integerize x.
Where should I integerize x?
X is equal to.
Four inputs.
Probably.
Oh, no.
I can do it here,
Yeah. Okay.
or I could also do it here.
Do you do both?
You can do it in both. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't make it.
If it was common.
X is positive. Awesome. What happens if I type in -8? X is negative. Sweet. What happens if I type in 0?
X is negative.
Wait. Is 0 negative?
No.
In your code, you put
Is 0 positive?
No.
Well, I need something else.
Let's put another else.
Another else?
Is that possible?
No, you can only have one else.
He's wrong.
In a group of if statements, you can only have one else. It has to start with an if, and it has to end and only have one else. So, when do they go over Elif? All right, we're gonna. Well, no, we'll do this and then we'll jump over to words.
Do you have to do something in the if, like the if statement?
Nope. I can have. Again, notice if and else are on the same indentation level. That means only one of these is going to happen. If, else. If this is true, do this, otherwise do that. So only one of these two things will happen. Stockton?
You do like if x equals 0, print x is neither positive nor negative. Then
I can do this. This is called the if statement block. So it's a block of if statements that are all being evaluated.
and then like indent the other ones under an else, like the rest of the code under an else.
I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but okay. So now we have another condition. If x is equal to 0, print x is 0. So when we run it, again, if we type
Oh, he did the same thing again.
if I type 0, okay. So 0 works. Wait. So if I'm sitting here, okay. So there's an issue. So my else works. This if works. There's something going on here. What is it? Well, if I type in 50, I'm getting both x is positive and negative. Can you guys see why that is?
Oh, Because the else and under the second if instead of the first one.
These if statements are now no longer working in conjunction. Technically, I have 2 if statement blocks. Do you guys see them? This is one, and this is one. What we can do is you can mix elifs, else's, and ifs. So now this block of these 3 things, only one of them will happen. The difference, actually I don't think I did a good job setting this up, but because I'm going off the cuff, I'm not following the book. So elif, if you have multiple things, so like your grades, right? Do you, for your well, in some cases pass or fail, but generally, do you either have 100 or a 0?
Yeah. No.
No. So let's do this with grades. Maybe this will help. So we're gonna go. So if grade is greater than 90, print you got on A. Is that correct? Then if we do else, print you got a B. Does that work?
No.
Right? Because if I get a 95, I got an A. All right. Now, I got a 20 on my test. I got a B. No, that doesn't work. So, and we can't do, well, if grade is greater than 80, then we print you got a B.
But then the A becomes
get a 95
and get A and a B.
Well, and then we get a C. So if we got a 95, I got an AB. I win. I got 2 grades for 1 class. I'm going to pass this class. Awesome. Mikey.
Congrats.
Oh,
Congrats to the A and B.
so I need to differentiate these 2. And I do that by saying if this is an L, then as soon as one of these is true, it ignores the rest. So watch this.
Could you do like,
Yes.
if you want to do like, all the grades, could you do like, if you got less than this, or like more than this, do that, and then go down to another if statement. If you got more than this, go down to another if statement, and go.
Well, watch this. If I type in, what should I get?
No, B.
Oh.
Because you have
Less
to
than,
have
greater than.
Greater than or equal to. Now it's an A.
Yeah.
Now I have to do the same thing with all of these. Yes.
I have more than one else.
You cannot have more than one else. You can have as many elifs as you want. Greater than 70. You got a C. Man, I'm getting tired of typing. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna paste.
That would definitely work for
That's
Kevin.
probably
60.
Like N colon. Or
G.
ELIF grade less than or greater than equal sign 60 colon.
Well, did you guys?
apostrophe.
So don't be afraid. You see what I did? I just copy and pasted code. Don't be afraid to do that.
I still want to see text to speech or speech to text coding. I think it's
Oh. But Mr. Schulter,
What's up?
is there a way to unindent like a highlighted
Oh yeah.
line?
Oop.
So I think it's like press tab on the highlighted line, indent it. You like undent it.
So if you highlight, the shortcut is Control brackets, and if you hit format it tells you.
And how do you undo it then?
It's the other bracket.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yep. Okay. So let's do something real quick that let's jump back to the book. What?
You make it all hashtags and stuff.
You highlight all of it and you
All those questions are answered, but if you go to format, it tells you comment outer region, uncomment outer region, dedent a region, indent a region. All those things are right there. So we're gonna do name is Mary. Password is swordfish. Name equal Mary. Print hello. See, they hard code this, and I don't want to hard code it, but instead of putting very like, if I were to type in and I don't change this, it's gonna say hello Mary, even though my name is Zach.
It's a little awkward.
So this would be better to be an input, but for the example, we're just gonna do this. Hello Mary.
Slow down.
This was, you can copy and paste this from the book too. Also, it's saved online now. I wasn't expecting you guys to type all this. I was just gonna walk you through it.
What the fuck is that?
It's better to actually.
So let's edit this. So I want you guys to walk through, how am I gonna edit this so that it's not Mary, it actually asks for my name. Peter, or input, yep.
we didn't finish this
What about password?
input.
Input again? That's, yeah.
No, but you
We're gonna say the name is Mary. Excuse me, thank you. No. Hello Mary. If password is swordfish. Alright, so let's see what this happens. If I type in, oh wait, what should I
We actually screen that.
what should I do? Please enter your name. Did not do that right. Alright, let me try my other secret name. Oh, wrong password. Darn it. That was wrong, 'cause cool. So you notice this if statement is nested inside of this one. What does that tell you? What does it tell you that this if statement is inside of this one?
That the first one evaluates first.
Yeah, well, yes.
You need to get the name before you get the password.
Yes.
That's formatted, like,
Say that again, Catherine?
it's not on the same row.
Correct. It's well, this will only be evaluated if this is true. Notice when I get Mary wrong. Oh, well, that's okay. This should be put.
Hello, Mary. Access granted.
Alright, this should make it easier. So if I type in Zach, it doesn't even ask for my password, but if I type Mary, it does. So these lines of code and anything inside of it will only happen if the person types in Mary. Does that make sense?
Oh, and this, so you make, how do you make, wait, actually. I don't have a question.
Okay.
I did, but I don't know.
So we must get out. No, we get out in 10 minutes.
How do you move it?
12:45.
How do you move it so they can reach out the password?
Hmm?
How do you move it until they can try the password again?
So if they type in the password once and get it wrong, it passes again?
Yeah, how do you make it like go back to the beginning of the
You don't. Not right now. It's a one-shot thing. That's what loops are for, and we'll get to that. Just not right now. Okay. I bet money you guys have questions. What are they?
How much money?
That's for me to know and you never to find out. Seriously, no questions?
Oh, just like to make
This
sure.
wasn't as confusing as the false, true, true.
Really? Yeah, our brains were.
See? I give you the really, really hard stuff, and then this is like, oh, this is easy. Yeah, Catherine. Shh.
So the
Who's ever phone, put it away.
Brother,
Notifications.
Yeah, disable notifications or put it on silent.
I have to disable notifications
Anyway.
because no one comes to my phone.
the second if analysis under the first if,
Shh.
only if that's like not in the same column as the first if.
Say that again?
They're not on the same column as the first if.
Correct.
Okay.
This net if statement block is inside of this statement, this if statement. So if this is true, then all of this code will get executed, will get ran. If this is not true, none of this gets ran. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick. What do you think happens if we do this? If you guys pick this out, I'll be very impressed. Brendan?
Then basically what would happen is like the first if statement would run, and the second if statement would run regardless if the first if statement goes through.
Correct.
But if the other ones are inside of it, then if the first if statement doesn't go through, then none of them will. Right?
I think it'll be hello Mary wrong password.
Okay. Let's see. So we'll start with the wrong, well, we'll start with the right name. Cool, no problems.
Wait, what?
Hang on, let's make the,
Wait, what?
huh.
Oh, you didn't define password because it didn't remember. Like what?
What are you talking about? We defined password right here.
Oh, I didn't run that code because you're not married.
Correct. You guys have to be careful that just because you see password equals something, that doesn't mean it's been defined. If you get to this section of code here, and you don't have Mary, then password has not been created.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So you have to be careful of, you'll get this a lot. If something equals something, and this, the variable here, the variable here, and it says it's not defined, and you defined it, that means you have some sort of error, like, it says this isn't even syntax, well, it technically is a syntax error, but it's more of a logic error because you just, actually, whatever. So all we do to fix it is we make sure that this line only gets ran if this line above it works.
What is 5 cents?
45.
Okay, now.
Does that make sense? Okay. Questions? Now I have an assignment. Let me pull it up real quick.
What have to do with it now?
I was gonna explain it to you right now. That way you guys can. Where's my homework?
So just the assignment and the quiz.
Yeah.
The quiz should be action.
All right. So let me just make sure I have one. Great. I have this is all for the old book. Okay. I will post an assignment on campus for you guys to work on. Basically just for you guys on your own to go through if statements. Okay? I like, a little bit of review if, elif, and else. So it'll be something very similar to this. So you can use this as your basis, but it will also be, comparing names like alphabetical, which we went over briefly, but you guys should be able to get that going because you know that apple comes before zebra, so you should be able to figure out how that works. Yeah.
That's online, right? All
Yes.
taken.
Everything here is online. Nothing. This is not. So if you guys want me to throw this up so you can see true, false, all that sort of stuff, I can, but
We can do it.
it's up to you guys. Do you guys have questions?
Oh, I actually kind of have a question. So, what if someone was trying to use, what if someone spoke a different language, they didn't speak English, and they were trying to use Python?
They have to learn English.
Okay, unless,
I mean, they have to learn 50 words, and then they can do everything else in Spanish.
I guess it's
Or whatever other language. I say Spanish because I've actually I've coded a little bit in Spanish where you write everything in English except what the user sees, and then you make that all Spanish.
so,
The hardest thing would be dealing with accents and like different keyboards.
Yeah.
So if you write code in America on an American keyboard and you send it to Latin America, they have a different key for the accented E. So you have to deal with coding for that.
Oh, so like their what is it called, like the ASCII is different?
Their ASCII would be different.
So they either get like an American keyboard or like the.
You would have to code for it.
So like you have to put like an A in where.
Well, you could do something like this. So if we do if name is Mary or
Like you do like do the letters that are found to like it's like 96 for them is a D.
I don't see the accent. Like I don't see an accented E, so that there's probably a different way that they do it. So, yeah.
Can you like make Python in Python?
No, I don't know.
That'd be.
Do you guys see what I added here? This takes into account a user's inability to use the shift key. So if it's just all lowercase, your code will still run. However, that is not the case for Swordfish. Passwords are case sensitive. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna comment all that. Let me just make sure we did that. If statements. Actually, I may have you.
Why does it automatically save mine to open this instead of
Access granted.
So what I think I'm going to do is have you guys. So there's parts of the class where in the book they have code, and I just have you guys type that out. So I think that's what I'm going to do with one question you guys need to create yourselves. So starting on page 30, you guys should see text like this.
Attention students, there will be a girls' basketball meeting outside of the tennis courts for
If you
lunch.
want to borrow
Thank
this.
you.
It should look like this. You guys need to copy that.
What page is that on?
Starts on page 30, but it's all the code sections in the if statement section.
Okay. So basically just look at it on.
Meaning, what I don't want you guys to do not go on the website and copy and paste the code. Just, I want you to type it. It should take you 15, 20 minutes. Have a good one.
I'm not sure.